April showers bring May flowers? It's the LP Podcast. Hello and happy Tuesday. It's the day of the week where I do more talking than playing of Nintendo games, but Nintendo's the topic all the same. Specifically to start, the aforementioned showers. In April, Nintendo is laying off an undisclosed number of contractors, which in and of itself is, bad news. Nobody likes to hear about anyone losing their jobs, especially when you're a contractor, right? You've contracted for 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever the length of time may be. You're relying upon that income for that period of time. Let's dig in and see exactly what's happening here. Nintendo of America specifically is currently in the process of laying off an undisclosed number of contractors who help with testing games and hardware. No, they don't know how many, but over 100. The report explains that some contractors working alongside NOA feel as if they've been exploited and underpaid for some time, as they sought full-time employment with the company. Although some testers are being hired and moved out of software testing, the rest will be let go. Nintendo has stated that those impacted will receive severance packages, which is good. That is generally industry standard to take care of the people you're laying off for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even upwards of 6 months or more. The full statement given, Nintendo of America has reorganized its product testing functions to drive greater global integration in game development efforts. The changes will also better align NOA with interregional testing procedures and operations. These changes will involve some contractor assignments ending, as well as the creation of a significant number of new full-time employee positions. For all assignments that are ending, the contractors' agencies with NOA support will offer severance packages and provide assistance during their transition. For those contractor associates who will be leaving us, we are tremendously grateful and thankful for this, that, and the other. Okay, so it sounds like it's not necessarily what I had maybe feared initially. So what I had thought it may have been would have been just a straight cut financial decision. But it sounds like, as they put it, it's a reorganization. They're getting rid of contractor positions and opening up full-time positions. Now, they're not opening up as many full-time positions as contractor positions are being eliminated. It's not a one-to-one sort of thing. But they are replacing those quote-unquote temporary workers with permanent ones, which I guess is a good thing. It's just tough, right? Like I said, you don't ever like to see anyone losing their job, especially here, because undoubtedly these people were very passionate about what they were doing and had worked very hard to get there. My heart goes out to them. Hopefully they find gainful employment somewhere else in the industry, if not at Nintendo themselves. Moving on, Nintendo Online adds new SNES Freebies. Yes, okay, so you're already well familiar with Nintendo Switch, how you can get emblems for certain games. I think we talked 2 weeks ago about how Japan gets access to the Mother 3 emblems. Well, no matter where you're at, you can get some new Yoshi's Island emblems and icons. Basically, you just have to boot up the app for the SNES, start up Yoshi's Island, and there you go. You're good to go. That'll complete the Nintendo Switch Online mission, which gives you 50 platinum points, and those points can then be spent on the icons. So there you go. Maybe not Mother 3, but it's Yo-Shi. A consolation prize, for certain. Not a consolation prize here. A Russian hacker is trying to get GTA Grand Theft Auto 5 to work on the Nintendo Switch. And this is interesting. GTA 5 may end up on the Nintendo Switch after all, as a hacker manages to get the loading sequence working using leaked files. Although it's essentially an Xbox 360 game, there's never been any sign of an official release on Nintendo Switch, even though the console should be more than powerful enough to run it. I mean, it's really just not necessarily something that Nintendo would prioritize, right? GTA and that style of game, I don't think is necessarily synonymous with what Nintendo's culture or gaming personality is. And I have nothing negative to say about it. I'm not a huge fan of the GTA series. I've played very small amounts of any of them. But this is fascinating. And hopefully this guy is not trying to turn a profit on it. Otherwise, he will get shot down. As we already learned weeks ago with Yuzu. Do what you're going to do. Try and do it under the table. And by golly, gee williker, don't try and turn a profit over things that aren't yours. Anyways, moving on, last but not least, we talked about April showers bringing May flowers, right? And the April showers we're talking about specifically were the layoffs. It doesn't get much more sad than that. And the May flowers that we're going to be having are going to be a certain video game here. So we're going to take a look at what's to come. What else is planned for Nintendo Switch as we're reaching the console's end of its life cycle. There's not a whole lot to come. March 2024, we got several things through it, right? Look at all of this. Granted, not all of these were necessarily heavy hitters, but Princess Peach, great game, probably the biggest deal of the month. April 2024. Let's see what we're going to get here. There's a whole metric crap ton of things, and we'll read through them and see if any of them are necessarily interesting. We see a lot of third-party things here, and some console specific, some like I guess we'll get there when we get there. April 2nd, as of today, Savior List comes out. Girl Genius, Adventure in Castle Heterodyne, Knowledge Keeper, Colony Defense, Double Dragon Gaiden, Rise of the Dragons, Freedom Planet 2, Tengoku's Struggle. We're starting to get into some of the console exclusives here. No Umbrellas Allowed, Spy Guy, Hidden Objects Deluxe, Last Bloody Snack, Botany Mana, Broken Rose, Earl Brother, the most important game in the galaxy, Serious Business, Heroes Hour. Nothing that's necessarily sticking out to me. And it's interesting, too, that very few of these are even hyperlinked at all. I think Grounded is the only one. I don't know if that means anything, but it is interesting. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Wrath of the Mutants comes out on the PC, PS5, PS4, Switch, your gosh darn television, and your fridge, too. April 25th, Another Crab's Treasure. Yeah, nothing particularly interesting to me in April. Let's look ahead to May. We already know that there's at least one interesting thing coming out to May. Endless Ocean Luminous will be releasing the very 2nd of May, so very early on. And then scrolling on down through it, anything else we might be interested in? If I do remember, there is... Maybe that's what... There it is. I was like, I feel like there is another remake. It is indeed Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, May 23rd, which is probably the #1 most excitable thing left this year. At least that's what's been announced from Nintendo. It's a great game. The trailer looks great. I'm absolutely going to get it. I don't think I'm going to Let's Play it or anything since I already Let's Played Thousand Year Door last year, but I'll play it on stream or something. We'll see. Either which way, I want to play it just for my own selfish interest. Scrolling on down, nothing else really particularly interesting. June, we get Luigi's Mansion, Super Monkey Ball, and more, apparently. Very good. Shin Megami Tensei 5, Vengeance. Fascinating. SMT5. Anything else? Monster Hunter Stories? Yeah, I'm probably most interested in Luigi's Mansion 2. Again, another remake, another HD. And then Super Monkey Ball, because that's always fun, right? July, Legend of Heroes Ace Combat are the two interesting ones, at least on the headline. And look at that. It's significantly thinner. Only 5 releases scheduled. When you look at the prior months, it's like 10, 15, 20. Fascinating, which I guess makes sense, right? We're further away. Obviously, as we get closer, more things will be announced, I'm sure. But nothing particularly crazy. It doesn't seem like there's any major first-party releases set up for the rest of the year, which is a little wild. It's going to be very interesting to see what this holiday season looks like for Nintendo. Undoubtedly, they're going to want to put something out there, whether it's even just, another themed Switch or a bunch more themed controllers or something, because they're going to want to capitalize on the holiday season where people are spending money like it's freaking going out of style. And they want some of it, by golly. As of this point, there's really nothing to plan on it. I guess we can look at major upcoming Switch games with no release year. And to be honest with you, none of these are the heavy hitters that you would expect to circulate around holiday time. I mean, Pokemon Legends Z, maybe they rushed that, but when that was announced just a month ago, it didn't seem like it was anywhere near being ready. And in fact, I think it had a tentative release date of sometime in 2025. So unless they just, burn the midnight oil and get that one ready before it's supposed to be, I don't know. I don't know. But ultimately, we're just going to have to wait and see. Rumored Nintendo Switch games, Mario Kart 9, a Donkey Kong game, and PUBG 2. Yeah, I don't know, man. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, undoubtedly, they've got something up their sleeve because, by golly, they want the money. And, well, if it's worth it, I'll gladly give it to them. But that's it. So thank you so much for watching. I do this every Tuesday. Sometimes the news is a little bit juicier than others. Today, well, I suppose we're looking towards the future. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week.